All right, welcome back to Aries Garage. It has been a headache trying to film, guys. I don't know what's been going on. The audio setup just hasn't been working. It looks like it's working now, so hopefully we can stay on the trend of it working. But the good news is we have some more car parts in here. I have more kind of off-screen stuff, which actually reminds me, I think I left some inside the house. But nonetheless, we're back out here. Just a quick explanation as well is content has been slow because not only just I'm having issues with audio, but I've had to take about the last 3 weeks off. I had to get some skin cancer biopsies. Nothing really to worry about. I got skin cancer on my nose. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that spot in videos and stuff. Sometimes it bleeds and the whole story. So I had to go get biopsies done, and we're all good though. I got surgery coming up in April for that, so be prepared in April. There might drop off in content. We'll see. But anyways, on to the important stuff. We have some stuff from, I believe, Roads or Rods Custom Auto. He builds tubular core supports, a lot of really cool stuff. He makes tubular core supports for quite a few different things. I have not opened this yet. It is like I can hold this with 2 fingers. This thing is super light. If you guys know anything about 4th gen Novas and kind of the core support, they are notorious for rusting because under there's a spot in the corners. I think it's actually under the headlights where it holds a lot. It can hold a lot of water, whether it's what's the words I'm looking for? Whether it's like coolant or you're driving on a rainy day or something like that, it can hold quite a bit of water in there. And just over time that creates rust. And I had one rust spot where it started to rust, but I was able to stop it decently quick. So I didn't go with it because of that. But anyways, when they rust out like that, and they're notorious for it, there's no one else that makes core supports. There's no factory replacement for it. You have to pay. Sometimes you might get a good deal on it and find someone selling a factory one that doesn't have any rust on it. So like a used one for anywhere from $300 to $500 plus shipping. Whereas for $300, you get this tubular core support and you lose a lot of weight. Whenever I first took off that core support, I was shocked at how light it was. But this, and so I was like, oh man, because I had been talking to my buddy Kyle a while about ordering one of these, but because he did one and it was super lightweight for him. But then I took that one off and I was like, oh, this actually is not that heavy at all. There's not really gonna be too much upgrade in it. And then I just decided, you know what, I'm going full race car and trying to shave as much weight as possible. So we might as well go ahead and order it. And whenever it came in the mail, actually just showed up today. I was very blown away. There's only one or two downfalls, really 2, depending on what kind of build you're going for. But we'll talk about those in a second. All right, so I'm assuming this is the front side here. I wonder if this fits in there. See if we can't make this. I'm just curious here. Think so? Huh. Let's see. Oh wow, okay. Easy peasy, man. Wow. Okay, so this fits right in there. Let me change camera angles real quick, and we can talk about what we're doing here. Okay, so with this just kind of temporarily fitted in place, you can tell, or you can see that the headlight mounts are there. I'm pretty sure this is going the right direction there. This is the same. The only 2 things that we're missing is going to be a kind of, as you can see, this piece right there is going to be the hood latch, and then the mount itself for the radiator, which I have a fix for the radiator part and hopefully a fix for the hood latch. But yeah. Okay, so over here is the factory core support. Here is the hood latch system, and let me kind of get this pulled up here. So those corners right there, that is like the only rust spot I kind of have, are notorious for rusting out. As you can see, they just hold a lot of water and dirt and stuff down in there. And right down here is where your radiator sits, and you have a top radiator mount, and you have your hood latch, and you have your headlight mounts and everything there. Over here on this replacement one, this core support one, we have the spot for headlights, we have the spot for it to line up to the fenders. The only two things we are missing are going to be the hood latch and the radiator mounts. Now I have a fix for the radiator mounts. They do actually, the people who make this, they sell some brackets and stuff that allow you to bolt stuff up. We're gonna try welding some stuff up. I have bought some kind of pre-made mounts. I don't know where they're at right now, but they're around here somewhere. And then the only thing we're really gonna have to kind of fabricate is gonna be the hood latch system and potentially something for the my oil coolers, but we're gonna get something figured out and make it hopefully pretty user friendly. Now, as you guys know, I tried showing you guys some of my welding because I tucked my bumper in quite a bit further. I removed the bumper shocks, and I tried recording all of that. However, ended up losing the audio for it, so I might do a voiceover for it. I haven't decided yet. But anyways, you guys know I'm not like the best at welding, so I want to kind of make this something. I want to see how little I can do without welding, and yet keeping this something that's functional, safe, and secure, because bolts, if you don't bolt it up the right way, they end up wallering the hole out a little bit bigger, and over time it's just not going to be safe. So obviously if I need to weld, I'll weld, but I want to make it something to where you guys can also use this, and those that don't have access to fabrication stuff, that's kind of my game plan here. So here's what we're going to do. Where I'm at with everything is I need to do some more wire wheeling with everywhere, just probably another hour or so. Really all that's left is this corner. I need to take off the AC cover and do up to the line there, and then I need to do the underside of the frame, and then a little bit back in that corner I need to do the best I can anyway to get to everything. So I don't know if I'm going to work on mounting this up and kind of just putting it kind of temporarily in place and seeing how I can mount everything up, or work on the wire wheeling. It's almost warm enough to start painting, not quite, but I guess we'll see. Let me do some thinking, and then I'll turn the camera on and keep you guys updated. And I'm gonna have to start checking every kind of video here and make sure I'm actually getting audio. But that's not a worry for you guys. So I'm gonna let me do some thinking on this, and then I'll get back to you guys. Firewall is pretty much as far done as it needs to be, or as I can really get it. I've already primered some of these spots, and so I'm not overly worried about it, and the AC will be covering most of that. And I'm not worried about this rusting because there's factory primer on there and paint, and then I've painted on it as well. So I'm not really worried about it rusting. It's just not really too much of a concern. I need to get further back in that corner ever so slightly. I'll do that real quick, just a quick touch-up spot. What else? Over in this corner, over here, hopefully you guys can see. Yeah, you guys can see at least where I'm pointing. Over here on the driver's side, I got as far as I could get in there, and honestly, without tearing that firewall apart further, I'm just not going to be able to get in there. So what I've done is I took some 220, I believe, 220 grit sandpaper, and right on the lines where I wasn't able to get any farther, just on those lines, I went ahead and sanded those down and smoothed them down. I'll probably do it one more time before I paint. And as you guys saw, I blew it all the dust off, but I'll go in there with rubbing alcohol, and that way when I'm rattle canneling, it's not going to be... I mean, the paint that I use that's on there is the black paint is a just still like a primer paint. It's nothing like, it's not like a top coat only. There's no clear coat on it. So I'm not too worried about it not sticking, but I'll go in there with some rubbing alcohol still yet and then blow it out one more time. Actually, I might do rubbing alcohol twice. I'll do rubbing alcohol once, help it loosen a bunch of stuff off, blow it out with the air compressor, and then rubbing alcohol one more time, let it air dry, and then paint it. And then, but yeah, so that's probably what I'll do. I'm not 100% sure how I'll handle the top part of this. I might honestly just run some tape on this black part that's still here and not worry about getting under the, words slipping my mind, and getting under that. But I'm happy with the firewall overall. Do I wish I could get that corner better? I do, but I mean, realistically, it's not super visible. Wires are going to be running over there. It's just not, it's not top priority. And tearing it apart further is only going to delay stuff. And I found out today that I was able to get my piston shipped, so I just need to be able to get stuff done. So all that leaves for wire wheeling is going to be that corner of the frame and then the underneath of all this, which really won't take long at all. And then I might go back over and do a quick wire wheel of everything else real quick and just kind of see where, you know, if I missed anywhere. Yeah, I mean, I think we're really pretty much done at this point. Everything's coming along really well. Paint-wise is what I'm going to do is I'm going to rattle can the firewall first, and then I'll start painting the frame. That way I don't paint the frame, since these are going to be separate colors. I don't paint the frame and then go to rattle can it and have overspray get on the frame. So that'll be the process there, is going to be doing that. So I mean, ideally I would have gone and, you know, I do the whole transmission tunnel and everything. Eventually I might come back and do that. That might be a next winter project because I don't have to pull the engine and everything for that. I did get, you know, I went back there a few inches, but eventually, you know, I might just run this transmission and use it as a good break-in period for this engine. And then once I know the engine, you know, maybe just, you know, cruise over the summer and the next winter, transmission swap it. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's, I think, might be where I call it a night. Trying to think what else we got going on. I mean, really, wire wheeling is everything. I mean, it's just now Friday. I'll be back out here tomorrow night. My goal is hopefully on Sunday to be shooting paint, hopefully, or at least get it to where all I have to do is do the final wipe down with rubbing alcohol. Because if I do the final, I can't do the final one right before I'm about ready to paint. So, but yeah, so okay. I guess that's everything for now. So I'll update you guys as I go. All right, guys, so it is now Sunday night. I was out here last night, got quite a bit done, but then I ran into an issue with my wire wheel, but we have quite a bit done. Hopefully we can at least get to where next time I come out here I can paint, because I don't see any reason we couldn't. So let me give you a quick rundown. So just to give you guys an idea, this is a brand new wire wheel. This is exactly what this one used to look like. And late last night, I realized that I wasn't really getting anywhere and I was having a hard time getting into places. And it's because this is what it ended up looking like after doing all of this. This is after. So this is brand new. And this is after. You can see there's only a couple strands of wire left. But anyways, right here where there's primer, I don't technically need to do that because the AC panel covers all of that. But we're going to go do it anyway just to be safe. And then we did go ahead. I did pick up this off Amazon. It's like a rubber bushing sort of thing that fits in there perfectly. It's got notches. Let's see if I can get it out. It's got notches perfectly for that. And I just test fitted to make sure I got the right size. But that hole's blocked off. And then we'll have to do something about these two. But I think I have some to fit that as well. I've gotten as far this way as I really can. I picked up a tool to see if I can't get in there further. But is what I have done is took some sandpaper, you can see the scuff marks, and made sure there weren't any hard lines, kind of to blend it a little bit better. And I'll tape everything off and kind of use some cardboard to paint that corner the best I can. Eventually we'll be swapping over to manual brakes and we won't have that brake booster, but that's a little bit too much of a project for right now. All that is left is from this point back to the firewall on the underside of the frame. Everything else is done. Again, I picked up a tool, a pneumatic sander or grinder to see if I can't get in there a little bit better into some of these spots. Like right here, I got to get there. I'll either let it soak with some degreaser, scrub it with some hand sandpaper or something, but that's like one tiny spot I got to get. But yeah, so that's a quick rundown. Like I said, the pistons have shipped, so we are on a little bit of a countdown. Hopefully this is done soon. I'm getting married at the end of March and I really wanted it to be done to drive it to the wedding, but I don't know if that's going to really just be possible at all, seeing how I still got to get a camshaft. But hopefully shortly after I'll be able to drive it and have it for the summer. So that's kind of where we're at with some stuff. So I'm going to get busy with some of the stuff, see if I can't get this knocked out, maybe partially painted or primed, at least for the firewall, and then I will keep you guys posted along the way. All right guys, we are officially done with all the wire reeling. There might be a couple spots after I'm cleaning everything up where I'm like, all right, let me go back in there super quick. I don't think it's gonna be anything extreme, but we are officially done with it. I'm not gonna paint tonight. There's a lot of dust in the air. I need to be able to open up the garage door, turn the fan on and let it kind of suck everything out for a little bit. But let me give you guys a quick recap of what all we've done. Okay, so quick recap. We have deleted all the AC stuff. I went ahead and went in with a hammer. This top part right here was catching on the very bottom part of the AC delete panel, which is right there. I did the same thing for this big square. This hole we had filled, or we found some rubber grommets that fit down in there perfectly. So we're gonna go ahead, I'll pop that out whenever I paint. I went ahead and removed the AC wiper motor, not AC, the wiper motor, so that way I could go ahead and paint closer and not have to tape all that stuff off, and I could go and paint all this as well. It's just 3 bolts and then 2 nuts. It's a ball and socket sort of thing right here for it. I removed the VIN plate so that way I could clean it up and make it readable. But also on this harsh line there, as you guys can see, where I couldn't reach any further, I took some sandpaper, about 220 grit, and made sure that they were smoothed down so that way there's no harsh gaps or lines or anything like that. Eventually this will be deleted and it'll just be manual brakes. We went ahead and deleted the bumper shocks here, and this allows the bumper to sit in even closer because we tucked it initially, but now it's going to go even farther. So this deletes your filler panels and everything that's there. Essentially is what you do. You unbolt this and then you cut the top tab and bottom tab off, which is this guy, and you weld it to this bracket that's already there. If once you're looking at it on the car, that's a terrible explanation, but you'll know what I mean. I recorded the process, but I lost audio on it. All of this is wire wheeled and ready for pour 15. Surface rust has started to show up, but that's not a big deal because pour 15 is going to turn that rust and stop it from growing or spreading. So it won't be cancerous or anything like that, and it'll kill it all. So that's totally fine. Then on top of that, we are going to be going with the tubular core support, tubular control arms. We're losing a lot of weight. I would honestly feel comfortable saying we're shedding 100+ pounds here in total. We have new shocks for it. We have absolutely everything for it. We're going to be rewiring stuff, removing wires that we no longer need. We're just going all out here. I mean, we're running aluminum heads this time. We were running aluminum intake before, but aluminum heads this time. So we were just shedding a crap ton of weight. I'm very excited for it. It's gonna be way more efficient as well. All the wires are gonna be tucked better and ran better and actually correct wiring. I wasn't necessarily doing it the safest way before, but now we are. So I'm gonna probably go ahead and end this video here, just that way you guys get some content out there. If you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. Stay tuned because upcoming we have, now that we're getting some nice weather out, we're gonna start working on the Camaro again. I have some parts for it already. So Camaro stuff, C10, we'll start working on the C10 as soon as this is done. We'll get a motor ordered in for that. Yeah, so stay tuned and I'll catch you guys later.